Yeah, I've been playing Miraidon all season. I figured I'd get something to...
Look at this masterpiece. This is peak art. Optimal artwork. Chef's kiss. Oh my goodness. Where should I go?
Wherever you want. I'm cool. Thanks so much, dog. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Before I take you guys on this roller coaster of a tournament vlog that took place in Vancouver, I want to quickly talk about something that significantly impacted my life and my family's life the same week, just a couple days before this regional vlog took place, and that is the unexpected and sudden passing of my dog Misty. I touched on it briefly in a booster box opening, but I never fully addressed it in a actual video, didn't really talked about it in a video, so this is that real quick. Misty unexpectedly and suddenly passed away in her sleep peacefully the early morning hours of Tuesday, March 19th. She lived an amazing, full, happy life and was healthy all the way up until her last 24 hours, where her health quickly deteriorated. Her passing away came as a shock to me and my family because it just happened so fast. Here's a clip of her 24 hours before she passed away, you know, happy and healthy.
Hello, Misty. Hey.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. How are you? You wanted to come out and say hi? Oh, sweetie pie.
Her last day alive, we could tell something was up. She woke up a couple hours early, she didn't want to move around too much, she could hardly walk, and my mom had to carry her around a little. She wasn't eating much at all, not even her little dog treats. And we were going to take her to the vet the first thing in the morning to see what was wrong, but she didn't make it through the night. Here's the last photo I took of her right before I kissed her goodnight and gave her the last pets I didn't know would end up being my last. I've featured Misty in countless amounts of videos ever since we got her 11 years ago, and so many of you, if you've grown up watching my main channel SneakerTalk, you've seen her grow up. She's been a part of my life and the vlogs, you know, all the time. I am very sorry for the sad vibes right now, but I wanted to share this with you guys because I probably won't be bringing it up again ever after this. So please hold your loved ones close and give your pets some extra love. Thanks for listening, and thank you guys for all the support, positive vibes, and messages you guys have been sending over the last 2 months since she's passed away. This vlog is dedicated to Misty. May she rest in peace. We're on our way now to the convention center for day one of the Pokemon TCG Regionals here in Vancouver. Me and the homies just stopped by Tim Hortons to grab some food. They're over there. And I figure I'd introduce you guys to them since they might be a recurring character in today's vlogging adventure. So let's say hi to Sean and Sergio.
Hey, I'm Sergio and I'm playing Chimpow today. My favorite Pokemon, it's changed over the years, but Lugia has been close to my heart. Fun Pokemon fact is that 2014 Ontario Provincials, I came top 16. 1 win away from top 8. My goal today is definitely to make day 2. Hopefully top 64 is what I'm aiming for.
Next up we have the homie Christian. Christian, what deck are you playing today?
I have something spicy for you. Or I hope I have something spicy for you. Well, there's this guy.
Oh,
where's my Kyogre?
where's your Kyogre?
Yo, where's my Kyogre?
Find your Kyogre.
We're good.
Oh, we're good. What's your favorite Pokemon?
This is my guy. He's been here since 2013.
Aww. And what's your goal for today's tournament?
Day 2, 100%.
All right.
I think I can do it.
Good luck. What deck are you playing today, buddy?
I'm playing Roaring Moon with catchers.
Ooh, Roaring Moon with catchers. What's your favorite Pokemon?
Cyndaquil.
And quickly, a fun fact about you.
When I'm not playing Pokemon on the weekends, I'm curling.
What's your goal for today's tournament?
Day 2.
Day 2. All right. Good luck, bro. Good luck. Round 1 is starting in about 8 minutes. We're sitting at table 81. Quickly, my name is Christian. I am playing Miraidon EX with Ampharos today, and I really have to go to the washroom. Unfortunately, I don't think I have time for that at the moment. My favorite Pokemon is Squirtle. I brought Misty's plushie in my backpack. It's there right now. My goal is to get top 64 or top 32 at this event. All right, let's find my table. Round 1 just wrapped up, and we'll give you guys the tournament recap in just a bit. But real quick, one of the homies from the locals bumped into me right after the round. So I want to give a quick interview with the homie Justin.
So I'm playing as usual, Miraidon EX, but I got a little bit of spice. You know, Flaffy's rotating out, so I figured it's best to see the trio off with the Ampharos EX.
With the play stand too.
Of course, you have to go out in style. Good to me all season. I got most of my points this season with Miraidon. The Ampharos helps me get over a Charizard hump. It's really good in the Roaring Moon. It just fixes so many matchups and nobody really expects it coming. My favorite Pokemon of all time has to be my boy Darkrai. Out here haunting dreams, causing nightmares. Today the goal is to make day 2. We started off 0-1 against Roaring Moon Darkrai, so you know, silver lining is seeing Darkrai win. But we're gonna bounce back and we're gonna win out. We're gonna make day 2 and see Flaffy off properly. Shoutouts to my team 1K. Shoutouts to you for putting me on my ride on. Shout out to the Toronto locals for keeping the competition tough and making me improve constantly.
Round 1 just wrapped up and we played against Arceus Regidrago V-Star. Not a deck I was expecting to see at all today, especially during round 1. I have some special sauce in my deck. As some of you guys might know, I've been experimenting and testing for the last like 3 months or so Ampharos EX. And Ampharos EX literally won me the game for game number 1. And then going on to game number 2, it was a really close game as well, but we ended up taking it. We hit some really good numbers into Regidrago and Arceus, and just being able to, you know, have Ampharos be a surprise attacker was crucial in the matchup. So GG's to my opponents, and I also want to mention we do have a little side quest today, and I didn't give you guys all my like goals for today as well. So we'll talk about that real quick right now. We want to win at least 5 games today with Ampharos EX being the closer or the MVP, you know, it being what wins us the match. We also want to win on stream. That'd be really cool. And we also brought, you guys know Misty, we brought Misty Squirtle right here. So if we make it on stream, we're gonna try and bring Squirtle with us too. Aiming for today is top 32. We're trying to get some money today. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, especially after this really tough week. I'm just here to have fun, here to have a good time, kind of ease the pain. So, I'm already getting emotional just talking about Misty. With that said, we have round 2 starting pretty soon. I want to make sure I have time to go to the washroom. So we'll catch you guys right after round 2. And time to drink some iced coffee. I was making some really bad misplays. My caffeine has not hit me yet. I almost threw game 2 game 2 of round number 1. All right, anyways, round 2 is coming up. All right, we have some delays before round 2 begins, but we got some time to kill. So let's kick it with Jason Shaw.
What's good, guys? Nice to meet you guys.
Jason, what deck are you playing today, my guy?
I'm playing Arceus Regigigas V-Star with the Radiant Charizard. I thought the Radiant Charizard helps against Roaring Moon a lot, which is my worst matchup. And I just think the Tina matchup's super favored. I'm scared of Moon. I'm scared of Guardies. I have double V-Guard, double Sharon, so hopefully we can make day 2 or at least get some points out of this regional.
What's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Probably just Absol, but there's no like playable Absol cards, so I'm just sad. The ultimate goal for me would be to get day 2. I want my own limitless page, that'd be nice. But I think other than that, just like having a fun time, just improving from Toronto regionals, because Toronto I didn't do as well as I hoped it would. Good luck, man.
Hey, you're that YouTuber.
Hey, yeah. What's your name?
Ben.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I watched one of your videos on it.
Round number 2 just wrapped up, and we played against Roaring Moon EX. Roaring Moon EX is I want to say it's a pretty good matchup for me. It's like slightly favored because they have some tech cards that are pretty good, so it's like a 55-45. Because they do have the help of Zeraora. I also have the Ampharos in there for closing out games by surprise. So this game was intense. Game number 1, I lose the dice roll. They choose to go second. I draw for turn. I have my Mew EX in the active. I attach, and I pass. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should probably just scoop so I don't leak any knowledge. But hey, if they whiff it, they whiff it, right? So sure enough, they don't whiff it, and I get turn 1 donked, and it felt really bad. So we are now 0-1 in the series. Game 2 was really close, I want to say, but there was some sketchy plays that had to be made because neither of us were kind of setting up the way we would necessarily would like to. During the game, I attacked the Roaring Moon with my Zeraora because I whiffed the turn to attack. I went for a very greedy play, trying to go for a big KO on like a 2 on their Roaring Moon, but instead of it, I whiffed 1 energy. Instead of like taking 2 easy prizes on a Squawkabilly or even even their Mew EX, I just didn't. I went for the greedy play for the Roaring Moon, and I got heavily punished for it, but it still worked out. So I attacked Zeraora into the Moon instead, forcing them to need to use a switch card if they're going to Frenzy Gouge at some point, because Zeraora is usually a card I use to KO a Roaring Moon after it does a Frenzy Gouging. They had to do so much digging in their deck. They got the switch card, they got the Pokemon Catcher Heads, they brought up my Raichu, and then they had to Frenzy Gouging it and not use Calamity Storm because there was no Stadium in play. Meaning he set me up basically for the Zera Aura return KO. And then from there on, I was able to funnel my attacks, chain my attacks, and keep taking prizes. Game 3 was my first ever double prize penalty at a tournament. So I went first because you know, when you in this mirror match, you always want to go second. And I set up. It was a pretty decent setup, and I top deck Squawkabilly EX. I play Squawkabilly, and sure enough, I squawk my hand away. But can you guess what I did? I drew 7 cards.
Bruh.
I drew 7 cards. And my hand I threw away was pretty good too. It was really painful. But I'm like, sometimes you just gotta rip off the band-aid. We threw away a Research, a Boss, and a Flaffy. Basically, it came down to a DPL for myself because I saw an extra card, which I shouldn't have. In the past, I tried to appeal it because at Toronto Regionals, my opponent drew a card for concealed cards with Path in play. And the judge was like, okay, just put it back on top of your deck and that's a warning, continue playing.
Bruh.
So I figured maybe I can just get a warning if the judging is gonna be consistent. But the judging isn't consistent, that's how Pokemon goes. So I got the DPL and I'm like, I'll probably get a DPL, they're probably gonna take the card from my hand, put it into my deck and then reshuffle. Sure enough, I managed to really pop off and all they had was a Galarian Moltres in the active. That's a really nice starter to see in the active. Not a Morpeko, not a Mew or anything like that. Even with the DPL, I clutched it out in the end with the heart of the cards. I used their Pokestop to try and dig for a switch out because they just needed like a switch for a game to KO them because I attacked with Miraidon on the previous turn. And I used Pokestop and I had Research in hand, but I Pokestop first and then sure enough my Beach Court goes away. So I was like, ooh, that sucks. Well, I promoted my Raikou and I have 2 cards in hand and I have Raikou in the active, Mew on the bench. I go Fleetfoot and I'm like, oh crap, I should have restarted first, like get the extra plus. I didn't get punished. I drew an Ultra Ball. I play the Ultra Ball, discard the other 2 cards in my hand, restart for 3, and the very top card of my deck was Escape Rope. So I was like, wow, I won it. I DPL and I got it. Wow. So we're now 2-0. Very happy, especially after getting that DPL. I'm awake now. I'm awake. The caffeine is hitting. I've been bumping into a lot of you guys today, so, like a lot of subscribers, a lot of people in the community showing love. So yeah, just thank you for all the love, the positive vibes and everything. And I thought I was gonna have a lunch break. I thought I was gonna get double donked, so now we don't really have a lunch break and I'm more than happy with that. I still have half my bagel in my backpack. Round 3, probably gonna start in like 10, 12 minutes. So we'll go and see if we can find a couple of my friends or some other Pokemon players that I know and we'll interview them as well. But yeah, we're 2-0 baby, we're 2-0.
Hi, my name is Yael. I'm from Toronto and I'm playing Charizard with Bibarel.
Ooh. What's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
My favorite, Umbreon for sure. Umbreon, yeah. I have not too good luck today, but I'm playing against Lugia. It was a tough matchup and I lost box. Lost box was good, but I need more time, just one more turn. I just want to win all the next matchup. And maybe I can go to the second day.
Good luck today.
Couple more minutes until round 3 begins, but we have an interview with one of my favorite players in the greater Toronto area. Yeah, favorite. You're one of my favorites. We got Mario right here.
Hi.
What's going on, yo?
Mario, so what deck are you playing today?
I'm playing Arceus Leafeon V-Star. They got a couple little friends with Minior and also a Slacking V.
What inspired you to make this life decision right here? Is this a midlife crisis?
Maybe. No, you know what? I think anything that has grass, you know, you got the good matchup with Charizard and with Moon, even if they take whatever first KO, Iono Path, Judge Path, and then you start going at it with your Leafeon V-Star. I want to make day 2, you know, we'll see.
Round number 3 is about to start. My friend Sergio is playing against Pablo Meza, and then for myself, we're playing against Grant Shen. Grant Shen is known as the CEO of Shenpao. But I heard he's not on Shenpao today. I heard he's on Charizard, so this is going to be a very scary game. Round number 3 just wrapped up against Grant Shen, a very, very intense match. But before we get to the match recap, we have a quick interview with the homie, Rowan Stavano. I've been pronouncing your last name wrong for the I've seen Rowan Stavano for the longest time, so
That would be like the Russian, the kind of European version. I'm playing Gardevoir for like the millionth time.
Okay. Not Mew DTE?
Not Mew DTE, no.
What landed you on Guardy?
I thought about it. I've just done so well with Guardy in the past. Like Mew, sometimes I don't do very well. I've had a couple bad tournaments. And Guardy has just always been reliable. So I figured as long as I don't hit Miraidon, I'll have a good day. All right, my favorite Pokemon card, Zoroark GX. Pretty well-known card. Very versatile. I played it a lot. Loved it. Favorite Pokemon, Tyranitar. Just a dope Pokemon. Yeah. My goal is always to win the tournament. I would be happy to make day 2. Make day 2. That's a good goal for me. Yeah. But I'd love to win. Bibzard is number 1. I think everyone who's like on the Pidgeysard is wrong. I think Bibzard's the way to go. Stall. I haven't actually made a Stall deck yet, but it's gotta be good. For a 3rd deck, Champao looks really solid, but I probably won't actually play that. Probably Bibzard or some Stall pile. I don't build a lot of super secret rogue decks. I used to do it in seniors, and I found that most of the time I ended up bailing last minute and playing something more consistent. So I kind of stopped wasting my time. I just play like consistent decks. I try to make them as good as possible. Something like Gardevoir, Zard, decks like those. I don't have anything secret cooking. I love making YouTube videos. My goal is to help you guys improve at the game. So my content is kind of like almost like I'm teaching how to play the game. I have a couple videos on like how to play in time, how to prize map, stuff like that, and I'm gonna keep making them. So especially I make puzzle videos as well, which a lot of people have told me they like. So I got some cool stuff. I hope you guys check out my channel, and if you have ideas for me on my puzzles, let me know, because I love feedback too. It's been good. I'm 2-1 on the day. I had 2 games. I played really well, got some good matchups, and I won. And I hit a Miraidon, and the Iron Hands me. And I got lunch, so I'm feeling good. Thanks, Christian.
One more quick interview before we do the round 3 recap. We have the homie Derek, who's a subscriber of the channel as well. So,
playing Guardy, I'm 0-3 on a technicality. This is my 2nd IRL tournament. So I played a cup and then now I'm playing regionals.
Wow, that is a big upgrade. Oh my goodness.
So this is my first time in best of 3.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get past Swiss in the cup. So there's lots of learning. It's a lot different than playing on live.
Oh yeah.
You have to do the math yourself.
All the shuffling too.
All the shuffling,
my God.
So the first game was fine, but I made the mistake of not asking for a prize count. And so I got a counter catch it for a Korea KO. Okay. And then that put me behind. And then I waited too long to scoop, so we didn't finish game 2.
Yeah.
The second round was against Zard, and he won game 1. Middle of game 2, I'm sitting there, I think I have all the answers to force him to one prize and prize him off and get the tie.
Yeah.
As we're near end of round. And then he plays Arvin, tries to play Iono.
Yeah.
We both realize it, but I had my deck in my hand kind of off to the side.
Yeah.
And I reached for my deck. So I looked at my deck and got a game loss. Hey. The last round, it was Tina versus Guardy. I scooped pretty quickly game 1 because he killed my rolls and I just didn't have anything. In game 2, I killed both his V-stars before he got a chance to Lost Impact. Okay. And he was on 2 cards. He drew into the second Roxanne. I thought he was only playing 1 Roxanne. Yeah. He was already in the lost zone. Drew in the second Roxanne. Literally just nut drawed me. He super loaded crab into nest ball to retreat and 0-3 me. But it's been a great experience so far. Yeah. I was soft start for Septile.
Septile? Okay, Septile.
That was my first starter in Gen 3.
Yeah. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. Man.
Yeah, you too.
Round 3 wrapped up and we played against the Shenpao CEO, Grant Shen. And he was not on Shenpao today. I was really hoping for it. He was playing Charizard EX instead. And I was just like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. So game 1 goes, he wins the coin toss, he chooses to go second, and I go first, I do my thing. He starts his turn, and he attacked with Jirachi. I didn't even know Jirachi had an attack. My turn, knock it out. Game 2, we take those. Game number 2, pretty close, I gotta say. But the power of Pidgeot is disgusting. Being able to grab boss or whatever you want every single turn is so good. The major mistake I made was I went for sort of a greedier play. I decided to try and KO the Pidgey before I could evolve into Pidgeot, so I attacked with Sierra Aura, therefore activating Counter Catcher, which you don't want to do. And then he was able to Counter Catcher my Raichu and then KO my Raichu
and it was really tough from that point on. So we tied it up 1-1, and then going on to game three, Grant Shen bricked. He bricked pretty hard, not as bad as the first time. This time he actually got to play. They started Jirachi, had Mew on the bench. They did the switcheroo with the retreat. He did the mysterious tail, grabs Ultra Ball, no VIP. I was like, oh, thank God. And turn after turn, I just said, Boss Charmander, Boss Charmander. I kept killing the Charmanders, and then by the end of it, we're called into overtime. I have 2 prizes left. He has 4, and I couldn't draw into the last boss in my deck for game. It was unfortunate, but we tied it. And hey, when you're like, for real though, if you're a Miraidon player and you play against a Charizard, a tie is a beautiful thing. We take the ties. I can't even be too upset about not winning against Charizard, even though they bricked twice. If we had more time, maybe, but I was playing pretty sloppy as well. Still undefeated. We're 2 wins, 1 tie, and the caster, Ethan Heggie, as some of you guys know, Hagster, he was actually walking around and he spotted us playing with my Ampharos on the board. I'm hoping, you know, maybe he saw the Ampharos, maybe wants to put me on the stream if I do well enough. We'll see. Being able to tie game against a really good top player feels really good, especially against I would want to say like an auto loss, like Charizard is like a 75-25. It's so hard for a Miraidon player. Round number 4 is about to begin. We're playing hot after a tie with Grant Shen, but now we're playing one of the local homies, my roommate for Orlando Regionals. We got Michael B.
I feel that I'm in the tie bracket and I shouldn't be hitting a Miraidon right now.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
Good luck.
We're gonna grab some lunch together. My deck did its thing. Game 1, he started Zacian, Attach, Roar the Sword, Miraidon, Photon Blaster. Nasty. Game 2, I think it was almost bricky. It was pretty rough. Like both games he bricked, but this time Iron Hands put in the work. Iron Hands was the MVP of that one. Now we're gonna get McDonald's, and yeah, Michael was saying like Vancouver Regionals just feels like a big cup in Toronto because there's so many Toronto locals here. It's insane. At least every table there's one person you know. It's such a small world here. But yeah, we get some food, get some fresh air, get to reset a little bit. We're now 3 wins, 1 tie.
Let's go.
I think if we win 1 or 2 more, we might end up on stream. That's the goal, baby. Just win on stream. I don't have to make day 2. Just I need to win on stream in honor of Misty. And yeah, we'll catch you guys after McDonald's. Round number 5 just wrapped up, and we played against a matchup I kind of enjoy. It was Roaring Moon EX. My opponent's name was Jason, and it was an absolute pleasure playing against you, man. GG. I know it's a match neither of us will ever forget. Round 1, he won the coin toss, and I started Mew EX, Attach, Pass against Roaring Moon.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
They weren't able to do the turn 1 KO, and I ended up reversing it and taking the win round 1. Game number 2 was super close, and I ended up throwing the win away. I threw it away. I literally had game in hand, and I didn't turn my brain on. My brain was just not functioning. It was out of boss's orders for the game. However, in my hand, I had Lumineon, and I did a Miraidon search with Tandem Unit to look through my deck. I'm like, okay, I don't have boss. I also prized my other Flaffy. Prizing the second Flaffy was brutal. If I had just another Flaffy to play the game, I win. But the crucial misplay that made it become a tie instead of a win was, instead of benching Lumineon to grab the Raihan in my deck, I used Ultra Ball to discard the Lumineon and another card, and I grabbed really, like, nothing really. And then he ended up taking it. If I had Raihan, I would have been able to attach return, put the Raihan energy on Ampharos, and then Ampharos would have won the game for me. But I'm an idiot. I'm a big dum-dum. If I were to tell you a Miraidon player and a Roaring Moon tied, you'd think I'm lying, but no, it actually happened. And yeah, so we're undefeated still. 3 wins, 0 losses, 2 ties. But man, the fact that I had game available and I didn't do it just hurts. It just hurts so much. 4 more rounds left to go. We have some time to kill, so maybe we'll interview a couple homies. 3-2. 3-2. What is your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Celebi.
Celebi. Okay, Celebi. What's your favorite Pokemon card of all time?
Card? Oh, same.
Wait, what's telling me? Which one?
The all-time.
What are your goals for today? I know you're 3-2 right now. You're just trying to get into day 2 at this point?
Yeah, just day 2.
How have the matches gone? Have you been fighting a lot of Miraidons or what? What are the matches like?
Yeah. 3 wins.
Yeah.
2 Peony Miraidon and 1 Shenpao hands.
Did you beat any of the Miraidons or no?
Yeah, I beat them all.
Oh, you beat both of the Miraidons? What? That's great.
Quick interview before the next round. We have a junior subscriber, so let's check in with him, see how his regional experience is going.
I'm here today with
Alexander.
And Alexander, what deck did you play for the regionals this weekend?
I'm playing Shenpao EX.
Shenpao EX? Why did you choose Shenpao EX for this event?
So, back in Paradox Rift, I used to play Shenpao. Then it was kind of fell off, so I played Charizard, but then it fell off. So now I wanted to play Miraidon. I wanted to join the Miraidon team.
Yes,
however, I just didn't have enough time to play Miraidon, so I decided on Shenpao.
Okay. What's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Probably Squirtle.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Or maybe Vaporeon.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Pokemon card of all time?
SIR Charizard, shiny one. Well, in terms of the main event, I didn't do that good. I went 0-5. However, I had a great time. I did some side events, and I popped off on those. I did the cup today. It was the cup.
Did you play Shenpao again?
Yeah, I played Shenpao again.
Round number 6 just wrapped up, but we have a quick interview before the post-game recap. We have Mellow Magikarp from the Lake of Rage podcast.
Mellow, I want to ask you, first of all, what deck are you playing today?
We're playing Arceus with Leafeon and Radiant Charizard.
I swear, last time you sat beside me at NESU, were you on an Arc pile too?
We were on Arceus back then too.
Wow. What made you want to still run with Arceus this time?
It's so much easier than actually thinking. I wanted the easiest deck that I could pilot, especially worked. We got in 11:30 last night.
Oh my goodness.
I am super tired, and so I'm not misplaying my opponents are, so it's great.
I'm surprised you're not on like Roaring Moon and Miraidon, because people compare those decks as pretty brain dead too.
This is the brain dead deck, for sure.
Next question is, what is your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Of all time?
Of all time.
Gyarados, for sure.
Gyarados?
Yeah.
And what's your favorite Pokemon card of all time?
Pokemon card?
Yeah.
Garbotoxin, probably. Garbodor?
Okay.
Yeah, it's so... I love ability lock. And my goal is money.
Yeah, top 32?
Yeah, top 32 or better. But otherwise, I'm hoping to have fun. It's my last regional of the season, because it takes a lot, right? I got a kid at home, so, I'm hoping to have fun, first and foremost, friends and all that good stuff. Because I think I've decided not to do LA regionals. We're going to work on a Spathra quite a bit. It's not good, but it's going to be fun. After that, I don't know.
The words of wisdom.
Far and away the best thing is don't get burned out at the end. I was lucky enough in the scenes I got my Worlds invite to get it early enough that I could calm down at the end.
Yeah.
Because if you grind at the end, then you're also not going to want to grind for Worlds and NAIC and the important tournaments, so don't go too fast. The Lake of Rage podcast, I like to do it differently than a lot of the other ones. We have interviews pretty much every week. There's the occasional week where I don't do anything, or like meta discussions, but I also like to do other topics, so sometimes I'll do ones that honestly don't get the YouTube views, but like we've interviewed the top junior in the world before. We've interviewed store owners about what it's like owning a card store, so just things about the trading card game. In addition to, like, we interviewed Tord after his pile, and, did incredibly well in that top four.
I love that.
So yeah, we do both competitive and also just some of the behind the scenes TCG stuff.
All right, well, thank you for your time and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Thank you, good luck.
And then I got that one.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, who asks for autographs anymore, right? I mean, come on.
It's old school. We're old heads. How old are you guys?
30.
25. Okay. I'm 28. I say mid-20s right now.
Yeah, for sure. Enjoy the mid-20s while you can.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Enjoy it.
What are you guys playing today? What decks?
Garchomp or Shifu.
That's spicy. I like that. What about you?
Tina?
Yeah. Is it a toxic relationship today or what?
Yeah, it is. It's probably the first autograph I've gotten since I was like 15.
Thank you for the support. I really, really appreciate it.
No, for sure, yeah.
Round number 7 just wrapped up. We played against La Giratina, a pretty scary matchup at times, and this was a nail-biter of a game. Played against a fellow Canadian as well, so shout out to them. Very polite game. Game number 1 was a very, very close, long game. I think the game was like 35 minutes. I can't remember how game 1 went, but I might have started Iron Hands in the active, which is always really bad. I started Iron Hands for 2 of the games, and they only have 1 Iron Hand, so it's like 8% chance or very low chance I get it, but I started Iron Hands twice. Game number 2, he had a bricky start, and I just ran away with it, and I won it. And then game number 3, we had 10 minutes left remaining.
and oh my god, I was top decking what I needed. I opened my opening hand was bad. I started Iron Hands EX. I top decked Nest Ball for turn. If I didn't get that Nest Ball, woo, bad game for me. And I was running away with it. You didn't get a single prize all game, and it ended up going down into overtime. Very close game, and we ended up tying. We tied. I did such a sick play with Ampharos 2. I top decked DTE, Dino Motor, evolved, bossed into Giratina V, KO'd it. And by the very last turn of the game, as you guys can see on screen right here, I didn't play it out fully, but I would have attached to the Ampharos, retreated and attacked with Raikou, meaning I would have had one prize left, and they would have all 6. Heartbreaking tie. So now we are 4 wins, 0 losses, 3 ties. In order to qualify for day 2 now, we need to win one of our next 2 games, and then the other one can be a tie. I can't lose, but dang, man, that was a close game. It was so close. Yo, oh my god. If we had just more time, I win. I just win if we have a little bit more time, because I had 1 prize left after my Raikou would have attacked. But yeah, our game 1 was so long and so close. 2 more rounds left. Hopefully we can qualify for day 2. This tie feels even worse, knowing that I tied a game I could have won if I just played the cards in the correct order. So yeah, we're almost in that win-and-in scenario, but a nail-biter of a tournament in Vancouver.
I went with the Roaring Moon. Post-rotation, it's not going to be that good, so like Christian, last kind of ride for the deck. So I'm really comfortable with it. I would say Snorlax for sure. Okay. It's my favorite, it's on my phone. Hey. I would say Lugia, just because it was so powerful. Lugia V, V-Star. That whole meta took over for like a year and a half, so that's a big part of it.
You think you'll play Lugia post-rotation?
I don't think so. I don't like the rolling. I think it's very inconsistent. So I don't think I'm gonna move to like decks that have a lot of inconsistency like that. And that's why I don't play Miraidon. No disrespect to Christian, but yeah. So
what were your goals for this regional season?
Honestly, I just wanted to have fun. I got really close to day 2 in Portland. I did 5-3-1. Wanted that the same here, but fortunately didn't make day 2, but it was still fun. I really like competitive stuff, so it got really competitive at the end and I enjoyed it. Some good games.
Any shout outs to anybody before we head out?
Chisato, she helps me a lot playtesting. Shout out to her. All my success is for her. I know we get super competitive, but thank you for everything. And all my friends and the community, man. The community is beautiful. And if you really want to get into the game, don't be afraid. Everyone's super nice. Just get a deck, like the Miraidon deck or any playable deck, and just go for it. You know, try new things.
I'm playing Giratina V-Star.
You're Alex.
Yeah, I'm Alex. And I'm in seniors format. I was 2-1-1, now I'm 4-1-1. So that's good.
Keep it up, keep it up.
How are you doing?
I am 403.
Oh, you're cooking.
Very close. I need to win and tie.
Nice.
Yeah. What's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
Giratina. Altart, Umbreon, V.
Round number 8 is about to go down, and we're playing the homie. You down to be in it? We got the homie Julian. What's up, Julian?
Dude, this feels so
I know,
bad.
this feels bad. Real quick, what's your favorite Pokemon of all time?
I don't know. Probably Snorlax.
All right, good luck, bro. Round number 8 just wrapped up, and we had to play against the homie, the friend from locals, Julian. Oh, what a close game. What a close game. He was playing, I didn't record the bottom at the end of the game or the match, but he was playing Arceus Firebox. So it had like Armarouge and Delphox V and the Radiant Heatran, and it was like, I want to say, the closest set of the entire day. We played all 3 games. Game number 1, I got kind of rolled, I want to say. He definitely had the upper hand. My generators were not cooking, they were off. Game number 2, he had a really bricky start, and I closed that one out pretty quickly in a couple of turns. Game number 3, he was also bricking. He was like not as bad as the second game, but it was still a really rough break. It was a very high tension game. It was such a stressful game, very high, like high stakes, because we both know that if we win, we could ID in the last round and get into day 2. So basically we were playing it was our win-in essentially. At the very end of the game, I Ultra Ball to grab Lumineon to kind of like force him to like, hey, you have to Ionomi next turn, or I win. I probably should have kept the Ultra Ball in hand to Lumineon the next turn, but it didn't matter because my last copy of Boss's Orders was in my prize cards. So when I took my 2 prizes off Heatran with Iron Hands EX, I drew the last copy of Boss and some random thing. Yeah, Yono's me to 1. And then he sets up Stealth Fox on the Avenge, and basically he swung into my Iron Hands, and all I needed for game was my Miraidon to KO his Arceus. So his Iono was a lie. I drew the energy, but if I hadn't drawn the energy, he would have won because I didn't Dynamotor the previous turn. So I just had 1 energy on Miraidon already. I Dynamotored, I attached return, I manually switched Iron Hands with 4 electric energies on it into Miraidon and Photon Blaster for game. So we're 5-0-3. Undefeated today. Hopefully we can ID into the last round. After every game, I'm like grabbing I was gonna say Misty, grabbing Squirtle. All right, round 9's coming up. Let's see what goes down. All right, some unfortunate bad news. Appreciate it, man, thank you. Unfortunately, we got down paired. So I can no longer ID into day 2. Now I have to win it. Damn, bro. We'll see what goes down. Round number 9 just wrapped up, and we have a very intense post-game recap in just a second. And as I'm setting up my little deck profile, little thing right here, we're gonna do a little time lapse and stuff. We bumped into a subscriber, and not just any subscriber, a subscriber who's also a sneakerhead. So I want to give a little quick fun shout out and interview with Johnny. So Johnny.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
What deck did you play this tournament?
So I ran a Miraidon deck, of course with the Peony, but I added 2 different tech cards.
Ooh, okay.
So I added Thornton. So the idea is you bait out the Raichu or the Iron Hands into the discard pile because it's out of sight, out of mind.
Yep.
And then you load up with generators. Well, you chip away at first, but then you I mostly teched for Charizard, but I only ran into 1. And the Devo came in clutch on it though, because then you just Devo, and then next turn they already used their candy, so they don't have anything. And then it's just the Iron Hands cleanup. It was one of the coolest experiences ever. I actually looked all over for you today, dude. It took me forever to find you. But dude, no, you actually were one of the reasons I started the Miraidon build, because Sneaker Collector just got in it. It said, SneakerTalk TCG. I was like, this is my dude. And then Miraidon's just super fun. It reminds me of windups from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's a flooding mechanic. So, yeah, dude. Awesome. I did not do as good as I would have liked. I went 3, 4, and 2.
You played out all the rounds?
Yeah, I played out all of them,
to that. That was a grind.
Dude, it hurt. Well, yeah, I think it was 3, 4, and 2.
How's your brain feel after
Dude,
today?
I'm hungry. Your tips on the regionals is spot on. You gotta bring food, dude. It's a marathon. Kudos to all those endurance athletes that can do it.
Favorite Pokemon of all time?
Man, Blastoise, red version. Started off with Squirtle, and he was just my boy. I remember giving him the nickname Bully. I don't know why. It's just the most random thought just right there. But yeah.
I named my Squirtle. That became Blastoise. I named it Shell Shocker based off of the movie from Mewtwo's Revenge, I believe.
You can't beat that movie. It's so good, dude. Dude, again, thank you for posting all the great content. You also have a phenomenal fan base, and they all care for you very much, dude, and we all love you and hope to do well, and just know your dog Misty loves you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Dude, hell yeah, dude.
Round 9 recap, here we go. And then we're gonna show you guys the exact placement I got out of 1,000+ players for this regional. For the very last round, we unfortunately were not able to intentionally draw with our opponents because I believe, Sergio told me this, but I think I was the only down pair in the entire tournament. And what that means is, if I offer the ID, they don't really have a reason to ID. Their only way to get into day 2 is to win. So I was like, damn, I can't ID, we have to play it out. And then I got super, super excited when I saw the Ralts go onto the board. I was like, oh, no way, I'm getting gifted a Guardy for the very last round of the tournament, and I could just, farm it. And I got baited. I saw Zorua, and we played another Zorobox. And Zorobox is a very, very hard matchup. I want to say it's like 80-20 favored for Zorobox because they have attackers like Cleavor and the Mucus thingy, so we couldn't close it out. We lost 2-0. You made it to the end. Comment down below, Squirtle Squad. Thanks for watching, and let's see what place I got. 5, 1, and 3. 112th place. Very happy with this finish at least.
Yeah, I've been playing Miraidon all season. I figured I'd get something to...
Look at this masterpiece. This is peak art. Optimal artwork. Chef's kiss. Oh my goodness. Where should I go?
Wherever you want. I'm cool. Thanks so much, dog. Have a good one.
You too.
Torture people, you indeed do.